श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्के केसरी वेदांताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदाहृति श्रीवासरंगपरकालमुनित्रयाप्तलक्ष्मात्मरक्षणैदिद्योगमान्तम् आचार्यभक्तिपरिपूतमनर्गशीलं गोपालदेशिकमुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः पराशरं मुनिवरं कथपौर्वाण्यक्रियं मैत्रेयपरिपप्रत्यपनिबध्याभिवाद्य च. So last week we were enjoying Yama instructing his dutas and telling them that please understand that Bhagavatas who perform Harinama Sankirtanam will not enter Yamalokam. If they cannot even enter Yamalokam, how can they ever come near a hell? They would not. A true Vishnu Bhakta, a Bhagavata, will never steal the property of others. He will never ever stir problems in the lives of other people. He will not harm other life forms, other beings. Such a devotee will never make a slanderous remark, gossip, rumor mongers. They will not be. They will not pass any unnecessary remark, slander somebody, talk about somebody, or speak, utter harsh words. They would not. The Vishnu Bhakta will be a personification of modesty, humility. He will be completely bereft of false ego, arrogance, prestige. They will never feel jealous if others prosper. We saw that. Know that who do not perform Tiruvaradanam for the Lord, who never donate anything to the needy people, who don't perform dhyanam or contemplate on Lord Vishnu, those who pretend to be good to the public eye but commit misdeeds in the private are not true devotees of Vishnu. So it's a warning for Adiyan. A true devotee will never lust after the wealth of others, even in secret. Even in the mind, they will never lust. They will never request for any favor from even Supreme Lord Vishnu. They will not ask for favor. They would just say, I would like to perform eternal Kainkaryam and enjoy immense bliss with you, with Bhagavata Acharya Kainkaryam. Service to Bhagavan, service to Bhagavata's devotees, and service to Guru. The true devotees would have realized that everything in the universe is the Sariram of the Lord, is the body of the Lord, which we were talking about. Make sure, O messengers, dutas, stay away from those devotees of Lord Vishnu, concluded Yama. So, we would proceed, but the same message is being conveyed by sage Parashara to sage Maitreya through another episode, another incident. Bhishmacharya was instructing about the Varnashrama Dharmam to Nakulan. And the Varnashrama Dharmam, the do's and don'ts of Varnashrama Dharma, is part of a text called Aururva Smriti. Aururvar is a Maharishi who was talking to the king Sagaran. Some of the salient features of Aururva Maharishi. He says, do not go away from Varnashrama Dharma. Because when sage Maitreya asked, what's the way we need to perform the Tiruvaradanam for Perumal? In which way I can perform and get benefits? Please have mercy on me and show me the way, Maitreya asked. Sage Parasara responds, saying that the same question was asked by Sagara Maharaja to the Rishi, Maharishi, Bhrigu Maharishi's Putra, Aurvar, and he bowed down, performed Sashtanga Namaskaram to Aurva Maharishi, the king, and he inquired the same question. He gave in detail the Shastrarthams. because these Maharishis are common for the entire Sanatana Dharma. These episodes, incidents, are all anecdotes, are all the same for all of us. It's applicable. It's universally applicable. So here our verse says, Bhagavan, when you are performing Tiruvaradanam for Bhagavan, you get Sakala Sukham in this world as well as in the next world. You can even attain the Chaturmukha Brahma's position. You can even go, you have immense bliss, eternal Kainkaryam, you have Mokshanandam. And this is certain, this is for sure. And small or big, Perumal is pleased with your Tiruvaradanam, and you have to do that. And if you want to know what's the way in which we need to perform Tiruvaradanam, let me tell you. He says, he answers the next question. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and there are 4 varnas. There are 4 ashramas. Brahmacharyam, Grihastham, Gargasthyam, Vanaraprastham, Sannyasam. These varna ashrama dharmas are there in this world. One need to have the rituals, anushtanam, the conduct, the code of conduct, the way of living in each of these varna ashrama dharma. So, if you conduct yourself in the way it is prescribed in Shastras, when you are a brahmachari, perform all the brahmacharya anushtanam. When you are a grihastha, perform all the gargastya anushtanams, rituals. You need to do that without any attachment to the fruits. It is only for the pleasure, happiness or joy or mukhollasam for Perumal, Preeti of Bhagavan. If you do that, he would be immensely pleased, and that is Tiruvaradanam. That's the highest Tiruvaradanam one can perform. This Varnashrama Dharmam, whoever is having the Anushtanam of the Varnashrama Dharmam, Perumal, he considers himself as being worshipped by them. Nowadays people think that they need not do sandhyavandanam, they need not do these rituals, because these are all mundane things. All that we need to do is dhyanam, meditation, and shravanam, kirtanam. That's all. We think that by just doing social service, by helping the poor, by doing this, by doing dhyanam, by doing somebody who discovers, invents some particular way of dhyanam, perform that, and that's all. But leaving our own anushtanam, which is prescribed as per our birth, as per our kulam. So one cannot stop doing the straight time work and say, I would like to be paid overtime. You cannot say, I would not work from 9 to 5, but I will work from 5 to 8 p.m. and be charged and be paid for overtime, when you are not working in the straight time. So Emperuman's Tiruvullam gets preeti when you are doing your swadharmam, your anushtanam. And that is what Vishnu Aradhana Lakshana Shruti Smriti Vihita Swadharmatya Yogena Kevala Dharana Shravana Kirtanadihi Tattoshakarako Navcha Bhavati. Sridhariya Vyakhyanam mentions the same about the Varnashrama Dharmam. And the Gargastyam, the Grihasthas have to perform Yagam those days, Homam. And when you perform Yagam, Homam, you are doing to the Devendra or Agni or whatever, Devatas. But then if you are performing Vishnu, why should you do this? You may ask. But what Krishna says, and he says, Te Tvanya Devata Bhaktaha Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha Tepi Mameva Kaunteya Yajantya Vidhi Purvakam. Whoever performs Yagam, whatever Devatas they are worshipping, ultimately it comes to me. Ultimately I give the benefits through them to you. In Gita, Krishna himself tells Arjuna. So, whatever that we perform this Anushtanam, even during Sandhyavandanam, if it is to the Devatas, it essentially means the Antaryami, the indweller of those Devatas, which is Vishnu. So in fact, one should never ever stop doing the trikaala sandhyavandanam. I am reminded of the time I had spent with my Guru Acharya Swami Paravakkottaya Andavan, Srimad Andavan, about 25 years back, and I was there in the ashram during a vacation visit, and there was one person who entered. He was in his mid 30s, early 40s, and there Swami, he said the way he was reminding that person, he asked, do you perform trikaala sandhyavandanam? He asked the other person, and I had already finished my conversation, so I was just sitting down, and he said, Swami, no, I somehow had to give up because of work and irregular travels, and late night I come back from office, so I had stopped. So work pressure left me no time for doing trikaala sandhyavandanam. He asked, did you give up your meals because of your work pressure? Did you give up your sleep because of your work pressure? He said, no. Partaking of daily meals, the breakfast, lunch and dinner that we take itself is Vedic ritual, is the Anushtana that we need to do. Means after taking bath, perform the Sandhyavandanam, and the food is already cooked, and we need to offer the food to Perumal, to the Lord. And you don't even you don't even have to know slokas. Just say Namo Narayana, or just say Keshavaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, and fold your hands and show the food to Perumal. And then partake that meal. That itself is a Vedic rite. Consequently, the Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, so they are performing these. They cannot perform this rite without performing Sandhyavandanam. You cannot offer the food without performing the Sandhyavandanam. These Trivarnikas. That was those days. Now even the Brahmins don't do. The Smriti declares Sandhyavandanam as the one which needs to be done every day. Sandhyahina asuchi. One who does not perform regular Sandhyavandanam is forever impure. He is a Nitya Tirthakaran. Nitya Tirthe. And he is unfit to perform any ritual. He is unfit to enter into a temple sanctum sanctorum. One who is impure forfeits its right to even daily meals, which is a Vedic right. And for example, a person who is born as a low caste, or I don't want to say that, as the fourth caste, is exempt from performing Sandhyavandanam because of his birth. But he can do Nama Sankirtanam. He can go to the temple. He can be initiated. He can become a Vaishnava. But because of the birth, he need not perform Sandhyavandanam. But this is due to his profession. This is due to his birth, karma. But a person who gives up performance of trikaala sandhyavandanam, a Brahmin, he becomes a karma chandala. He who becomes that by failing to perform the nitya karmanushtanam enjoined, required for a Brahmin. Swami said, this is a miserable state for you, as a result of which you become undeserving of the title Brahmanan. A true friend is one who is very much concerned about the fellow being's welfare. So you don't have to shower with gift to the friend. You just need to tell them to perform sandhyavandanam. If the other person is not able to perform because of being bedridden or because of his disability, then we can perform on their behalf. So this is very much required. Perumal has declared in the Shastras that sandhyavandanam are verily his command. Shastras are his command. Those who violate these commands are verily the traitors. He said, Perumal says, Mama Drohi, he is my Drohi. In this respect, Lord acts very much in a manner of a father concerned about the welfare of the children. No doubt he has got utmost affection on us. But will a father tolerate if his children does not go to school? If they don't go to school, he would be terribly upset. He would be angered. You may go hug him, say I love you, but if you don't go to school, if you are not supposed to do what you are doing, if you are not doing what you are supposed to do, he will be angered. The Lord's statement with respect to Anushtanam is the same. So this is very much required, and that I just wanted to emphasize this particular Anushtanam, which even if you have forgotten, this is better late than never. We should begin to do at least 10 Gayatri, and this is a preamble to the Gayatri. All the Sandhyavandanam, the Argyam, the Karanya, Anganyasam, Karanyasam, and then Upasthana Mantram, all that form part of the whole Sandhyavandanam. So this Brahmana or the Paramaikanti, the devotees who do not worship other than Vishnu, is called Ekanti, the one who worships only Vishnu. And the one who worships only Vishnu for attaining him only and not for any other benefit is called Paramaikanti. He is completely attached to Perumal and only him, not to any other material worldly desire. He would not go seek. Nothing wrong even if you seek, because we have not matured into that level. However, we should aspire for that level, and that's what is required. So when we perform Sharanagati, we give ourselves at the lotus feet of Perumal. We give our bharam, the burden, to him, and we say the fruits of my Sharanagati also to him. We have nothing. We have stolen our Atma from him, and we are giving back to him. And hence we should consider that Sharanagati is an unflinching, unconditional faith and Sharanagati at his feet. So here the food we need to take only after performing Tiruvaradhanam, and we should become the devotees of Perumal for attaining him, for attaining the service at his feet and to the Bhagavatas and to the Acharyas. So once we know our essential nature about our Jivatma, which is Perumal's body, and we belong to him, we are never ever separated from him, we have an inseparable relationship with him, we have from time immemorial we belong to him, and we realize that because of the Acharya Anugraham, because of the grace of Perumal, that we have been blessed with this mindset. And Paramatma is Sarvasheshi. He is the master of everyone, including the haters, agnostic, other religion, the whole world, everyone. He is the master. So whether we are Brahmin or Grahastha or Brahmin or Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, whoever it is, whether you are a Hindu, Christian, Muslim, whoever they are, all Jivatmas belong to him. So once we perform Sharanagati, we give, and we should not associate, then aspire for what we will do. Will I be promoted? Will I fall into the drain? Will I fail? What will happen in my 5 years from now? So there is no sharira deha vicharam. There is no chintana. There is no worry about the deham. And there is no worry about the Atma, because Atma has already been surrendered to him. Whatever that your karma is for till the end of this life, we would just do what is prescribed for us. So there is no way that we would get more than what we deserve. We should continue to take efforts, continue to do our duty, continue to do our best, and get and accept what we get. It is not so important to do what you like to do as to begin to like what you have to do. So let me repeat, it is not so important to do what you like to do as to begin to like what you have to do. So we have to accept what's entrusted, what is enforced on us. That's our karma. We cannot say that guy is a lower intelligent fellow, he joined late, but he has been promoted, he is being favored. So what we saw in the early lecture here, never become jealous of others. It is his karma. Our karma is what we are, who we are. Continue to do your best. You will get for your quota of punya papa the plus and minus. Similarly, when you get minus, when you get punished, when you get some tragic thing happening, never ever being let down, never ever feel depressed. It's all passing the karma. So if somebody is hurting you, when someone accuses you, when someone speaks of many faults about you, we should realize that it is I am my Atma. He is talking about my Sharira. It is only related to my body. He says, Kulla, you are dark, you are short, you are arrogant, you are angry person, you are this, you are that. So we should never feel perturbed. It's so difficult, easier said than done. But we should be free from sorrow or depression if somebody accuses or talks ill about us. Because a person who abuses someone, if somebody abuses you, scolds you, that means he is accruing papam from you. He would be getting tainted with the papam of the abused. He is scolding you, he would get your papam. So we should actually pity that person. Oh my God, he is taking all my papam. You should think so that you would also feel that my papam is getting reduced. Thank God. So you should feel grateful that because your papam is getting reduced. It is upakaram. And actually, if somebody tells me, you speak so much about Madhavakkannan, but are you following this? I saw you the other day, you were on the road, you were walking with so many things, and I didn't expect. So if somebody finds me at fault, somebody actually catches me red-handed, he is talking all that big words in the lecture, but here what is he doing? If somebody says that, we should never feel angry towards him. I should think that this person, Perumal is speaking through that person to rectify me, to correct me, because I am going against what I am saying, which is not right, obviously. So if somebody tells us which is true in our case, then it is right for us to change, and we should think that Perumal is talking through him to correct us. So these are, if anything done by anybody is only on account of our own karma, and hence we should never ever become disturbed in our mind, whether we are ill-treated or whether we are abused or whether we are insulted. by someone. And if somebody humiliates us or abuses, we should think that, oh, this is very good because my papam is getting reduced. If one is thinking on these lines, then we would never ever be disturbed by the happenings. We will never ever feel disturbed. In fact, when we have offered the burden of protection to Perumal, we should have firm conviction that he will take care of us. Today is Nrsimha Jayanti. There is a stotra, Tvai rakshati rakshakai kimanyaihi, Tvaicha rakshati rakshakai kimanyaihi. Oh Nrsimha, if you have decided to protect me, I don't have to go to anyone else, because you will definitely protect me. If you have decided not to protect me, then also I don't have to go to anyone else, because no way they can protect me, because you have decided not to protect me. Tvai rakshati rakshakai kimanyaihi, Tvaicha rakshati rakshakai kimanyaihi. So there is no way that we should be disturbed in our mind, and we should consider everyone as equal, means all are jivatmas. So sunischaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshinaha vidya vinaya sambanne brahmana kavihastini sunischaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshinaha. It comes in Bhagavad Gita. So one who has realized that this is only atmas, we just wear this shirt as the body of this particular birth, whatever it is. Next birth we will be taking some other body. Similarly, there is this person, there is another person, so there is this person, there is that elephant, there is that monkey, there is there is a dog and the dog eater, all are same. We should not never judge the book by its cover. Do not judge a person by the body, by the birth, by the way he speaks or he behaves. Everything is the same Atma, in which Perumal is the indweller, the Antaryami Rupam. So there is no way that we should be partial to some and not to others. So we should consider all of them as equal. Samoham sarva bhuteshu, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. We should have a person who has performed Sharanagati, person who has placed the burden of his protection, person who is a Vishnu devotee, would not be bothered about the Deha Yatra, would not be bothered about the Atma Yatra as well, because it is based on our karma. So these Varnashrama Dharma need to be adhered to. And our sage Parasara keeps on explaining through the Aurva Smriti, and he talks about very many things about the Brahmana Dharma. In fact, the key message there is we should learn Vedas, we should teach Vedas. If not, at least we should learn Vishnu Sahasranamam, we should perform Tiruvaradanam, we should do without fail the trikaala sandhyavandanam, and we should earn through proper means. We should not cheat others and earn unfair, wrong means. We should not. That becomes the black money. We should never ever earn through anyayam. It should be a nyayamana murayil ittiyapanam. Through the honest manner we should earn, not through the dishonest, cheatful, deceitful manner. And hence it's required to be performed by Brahmins, all these things. He says, Yagam Seivital, performing Yagam, we can say the Trikala Sandhyavandanam, Vedam, learning Vedams, teaching Vedas, and earning through right means, fair means, and not through unfair means. All these things are prescribed in Vishnu Puranam by this Aurvar to Sakaran, the king Sakaran. He also continues with Kshatriya Dharmam, Vaishya Dharmam and Shudra Dharmam, which we would enjoy next week. கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேஷாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமः. ஆச்சாரியன் திருவடிகளே சரணம். தன்யோஸ்மி.